the women's bantamweight fighters. Fighting out of the Genesis Mechanical Red Corner. From Trials Martial Arts in Fort Collins, Colorado, Sam and fighting out of the Cruising Crews of Colorado Blue Corner. From Z's Training Gym in Fort Collins, Colorado, Courtney. This women's bantamweight bout is scheduled for 3 rounds.
Questions out of the blue corner? Questions from the red corner? Touch them up, ladies. Let's get in.
Sam Gilliland, representing Trials MMA, is wearing the black and purple along with the anklets. Facing off against the Z's Training Gym fighter, Miss Courtney King, wearing the all black. In this, a 135-pound women's fight. Referee Tim Mills, third in the cage, making sure there's no rules infractions that need to be taken care of. And immediately we see the ladies coming out firing. Fast footwork shown by Gilliland. Trying to go upstairs was Gilliland. King had her guard in place, was able to catch that one, but again, high kick comes up. King, however, able to take advantage, traps the kick, puts it on the ground. Let's see what her ground game looks like, Ron.
Courtney King doing a nice job of timing, measuring, and executing a nice, good single leg takedown and putting Sam Gilliland against the cage, but Gilliland doing a nice job of standing up now and really getting her feet underneath her. Still hasn't been able to break away from Courtney King, but Gilliland doing a nice job of kind of scooting along the cage. Courtney King doing a nice job, though, of keeping the pressure on. Gilliland looking to get out of there. Big knees right now. Both ladies looking to get their game off right here. Another big knee right now from Gilliland. Courtney King doing a nice job of keeping Gilliland pressed up against the cage.
They're in the corner of in the corner of King, where she can take instructions from her coach, Brian Zaylor. Great guy to have in your corner, as well as UFC veteran in the opposite corner for Gilliland, and that being Mr. Ed Herman. And former IFL fighter champion Ryan Schultz as well. So some of Colorado's, I guess you'd call them, premier power corners here in this women's 135-pound fight. And trying to change levels now is King. She dropped a little bit lower. Good job digging with the underhook by Gilliland. If we don't see much action here, referee Tim Mills is going to break them apart and let the fighting commence from the center of the cage.
Yeah, I agree, JR. It looks as though Gilliland is very comfortable throwing knees. It looks as though Courtney King is very comfortable keeping her from throwing knees, trying to keep that pressure up against the cage. But Gilliland really doing a nice job of getting those knees off, especially in a tight position. 10-second clacker. We should be getting ready for a second round here. Kind of uneventful in a weird way. A little bit on the uneventful side. I mean, I think the refs are going to keep an eye out to make sure that there's still action going on against the cage. Gilliland doing a really impressive job of firing off knees, even though she was pressed against the cage. And Courtney King doing a nice job of controlling Gilliland against the cage, but not really throwing too much to get too much offense going on. Both fighters getting instructions out of their corners. Both girls looking super relaxed, JR. As you referenced, both of these ladies are getting outstanding tutelage right now in their corners, getting great instruction. Be interesting to see how they change up their game plans going into the second round.
Yeah, a bit of a stalemate there in the first with both of them up against the cage. I wouldn't say either one had a really clear advantage. Gilliland landed a little bit with the knees. King controlled the positioning a little bit, so Like I said, nobody with a real clear advantage. Referee Tim Mills tells the fighter, you got to start in your corner. You can't walk out to the center of the cage to get this thing going. And now we're off with second round action. So, see how it plays out. And it's Gilliland coming out looking to land powerful strikes. King so far looking to counter. Let's see if she tries to be first in the next exchange. Gilliland, nice job following up with the knee off of that punch combination. King trying to go back to the clinch, see if she can push her opponent up against the cage. She did a good job of controlling position when they were clinched in round number 1. And she's eating a couple of hard shots, making her want to go back to where she knows she can take control.
All the action has been up against the cage all day so far for these two ladies. Courtney King trying to keep Gilliland against the cage, looking for a takedown, but Gilliland looking to escape and fire off more of those brilliant knees that we've been seeing. She is just a kneeing machine. Courtney King looking for a takedown, but Gilliland putting on the pressure.
Nice job by Gilliland, putting her striking on display there. Ended nicely with the kick. You'll hear a lot of coaches say it, either start with the punch and end with the kick, or start with the kick and end with the punch. Gilliland putting that on display here. And King in the striking exchanges, I was just about to say she's primarily the defensive one. Just as I say that, it's her that pressures forward and lands first. Gilliland one more time going with that knee striking attack. She's showing that's a favorite technique of hers.
And Gilliland not only landing knees, but landing big right hands as well, enough to put a little bit of a swelling beginning on the eye of Courtney King, on the left eye of Courtney King. As Gilliland is coming in, she is throwing with bad intentions. And Courtney King, unfortunately, ate the brunt of two of those big right hands, and obviously the effects are starting to show on that left eye, JR.
Shown on the eye, but it also shows us that King has the chin. She didn't seem really fazed by it, didn't get staggered, obviously didn't go to the ground, and able to control position against the cage here. See Gilliland trying to dig with the left underhook and then get the turn to put King's back against the cage. That allows you, with your hips off the cage, to have more room to affect the strikes. And with Gilliland showing that knee striking display, obviously she wants to have the room to do that, and that's what she gets with two good strikes right there.
Yeah, as we always reference, the ladies know how to bring it. I just don't think that they know any other speed except full speed. These two ladies have been doing the exact same thing, and they are literally, here we go, 10 seconds left in the third. And both of these ladies are throwing bombs, and their right hands are coming. Gilliland throwing kicks, big right hands, and an outstanding finish. Outstanding finish. Unbelievable ending to the second round, JR. Both ladies throwing with violence. Here we come into the third. Both ladies getting instruction in their corner. Two big, deep breaths by Gilliland, as well as Courtney King right now getting instruction from Brian Zahler. This final round should be intriguing as hell, because both of these girls, I guarantee, are thinking that they both need a finish to get the win in this fight. This should be a barn burner of a third round, JR.
Been a tough fight so far. Both fighters putting together good flurries at times. King controlling the action against the cage. Gilliland landing the stiffer strikes when they're at a distance. Could be anybody's game right now. And I can see Ed Herman in the corner of Gilliland saying, let's push the pace. See if she's able to come out and do exactly that. But it's King that steps forward looking to land big shots. Nice kicks by Gilliland. But King measuring the distance and landing well. Now King takes a hard shot. Another big knee up the middle by Gilliland. And for the pace that these two have set, working up against the cage, which is a really grueling and energy-draining position, these two came out starting the third round with a lot of energy, Ron.
JR, these girls are swinging for the fences. Every single throw that they're throwing is violent intended. Both of these ladies are throwing huge shots. Neither one willing to give in an inch. Both of them throwing and unleashing everything they've got, JR. Punches, kicks. The left eye of Courtney King really starting to swell. Almost starting to swell shut. Sam Gilliland looking more comfortable in the stand-up, throwing beautiful kicks. And Courtney King steps in with huge right hands. This is an unbelievable fight, JR.
Crowd really showing their appreciation for both of these fighters, and a big smile from King. She steps forward, takes a big knee by Gilliland, and these two came out and really are giving it absolutely their all here in the third round, and that's an unfortunate accidental knee to the head. In the elimination or the amateur division in Colorado, you cannot knee to the head, and that landed squarely on the cheek of Courtney King. And there's a big welt coming up. Referee Tim Mills letting Gilliland know that she's not able to do that. And across the cage, I can see Dr. Alex Constantinides taking a look at that swelling, seeing if he's going to need to come in and take a look at it. And King is going to have a little time to recover. So we'll let the mic rest while we let these two fighters sort of take the time they need to get back into it.
Unbelievable fight, JR. Oh my goodness. If you've never seen the girls go at it, you have been doing yourself an injustice. The women are bringing it as they always do. Both ladies itching to get back and finish up this third and final round. Referee taking the time, bringing the girls back into the center. Here we go. And that's a huge welt on the left cheek of Courtney King. But regardless, she comes in and throws fire. And here comes Sam Gilliland throwing giant knees right now, JR. This fight is unbelievable. Both of these girls throwing huge shots. Courtney King has Sam Gilliland against the cage, throwing body shots with the right. Sam Gilliland looking to turn Courtney King and fire off those blistering knees that she's been throwing all day.
Really an incredible pace being set by these fighters late in the third round. Both of them have taken some damage. Each of them has been rocked by the other, and the corners of both fighters telling them short time. Basically, they're saying, give it everything that you have. There's not much time left. It's anybody's call as to who may be ahead on the scorecards. Gilliland continues with the knee strikes. Both fighters fire off hard with punches to the face. Both fighters get their heads rocked back, and the eye of King almost swelled shut now, and Gilliland swings forward with a hard right hand. King one more time able to push her up against the cage. Both corners, both fighters saying they want them to work. 10-second clacker has sounded. Let's see if anybody can put together a final strong flurry here. And there's the bell. We're going to take it to the judges.
Grizzly Rose, what a fight, huh? After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Mullen scores the bout 29-28, clean. Judge Gilliland scores the bout 29-28, Gilliland. Judge Johnson scores the bout 30-27, declaring your winner by split decision. Sam! You have more fun in the cage than anyone else. I told you that before. Always a smile on your face. You take 3 or 4 punches and the smile gets bigger. That's just the thing about you, though, as I watched you through 2 fights. It seems as though as much as your striking ability is great, your chin's just as good. Was there anything in there where you actually got significantly struck or you ever hurt? what's next for you? Anybody want to thank? All right, give it up for your winner, Sam Barry.